Welcome everybody to Teamer Field, where the Conestoga Pioneers will be hosting the Garnet Valley Jaguars for their blackout game. I'm Toby Dieterle, and with me is
Jonah Dupre.
So Jonah, what do you think is going to be important coming into this game?
Offense. Conestoga needs to get their offense up. Garnet Valley can have the offense, they also have the defense. But right now, all Conestoga seems to have is defense. What we need to see tonight for Conestoga is some offense. Because in the last 5 games, they are 0-5. They've been outscored 196-27. So their offense really needs to kick it up, as they've been shut out in 2 straight games. So let's see what Conestoga can do here tonight.
Yeah, Conestoga definitely has some room for improvement. Garnet Valley has a record of 3-2 right now, so they're the stronger team record-wise, but definitely could still be a strong competition. Conestoga to kick here. Garnet Valley will receive. Trueblood with the kick for Conestoga. Garnet Valley receives at the 20, gets to the 30, and taken down at the 35. Garnet Valley gets a pretty good return, pretty solid return. Jonah, what do you think of that as a preview to the rest of the game?
Well, it shows that right now this defense needs to get their act together already, but we can't really determine that just off of the first kick return of the game. So let's see if Conestoga's defense steps up here.
That's true. 35 yards isn't too bad, but at the same time, that's considerable. You know, it's pretty hard to get that far, so maybe that is a sign that Conestoga's defense is lacking a little bit, especially with such a strong offense from Garnet Valley. Both teams lining up now, ready for the snap. A pass off to the running back. Garnet Valley making good yardage, gets to about the 43. Looked like that was number... I didn't see exactly who that was for Garnet Valley, but pretty solid yardage. Overall, relatively solid start from Garnet Valley. What do you think Conestoga can do to improve their play?
Well, as you've seen in a lot of the games, the only thing that's getting past the Conestoga defense is actually the run game. The run games have been really solid for their last 5 opponents, and that's where most of their scoring comes from.
This is true. Garnet Valley making a large play, but a Conestoga interception at the 5, breaks a tackle. Conestoga makes it to the 15. Massive play so early on in the game. Beautiful work.
That was a great play to hit the quarterback early that made his throw off course, and a great interception there. Conestoga gets that ball back immediately after we were talking about their defense.
Absolutely beautiful work from Conestoga, and that's going to be a huge turning point for them. As we saw, they're kind of getting pressured by that Garnet Valley defense, and getting a turnover is going to help alleviate that pressure and get them some chances on the offense. Obviously, we've seen that Conestoga needs to up their game, but, I mean, possession is really the key. So this is a good start for them. Number 2, Brian Ford with the snap. Hands it off to a Conestoga running back, but doesn't get much yardage, if at all. Looks like maybe they lost a yard or so. Overall, not super successful play for Conestoga, but I mean, to start the game, running back straight through the middle might not get you the best yardage every time. So, Jenna, what are you looking for in this Conestoga offense?
Just at least a couple of touchdowns, hopefully get that enthusiasm from this team, because they always have energy for each game, no matter what the score is. They always try to strive to get that touchdown.
That's true, and we've seen in the past games, Conestoga has been very running heavy, not a lot of passing action as compared to how much they are running the ball. We see it again, number 4, Christian Crump with the ball, breaks a tackle, but hit by 2 more. Looks like they get about 2-3 yards there. I mean, solid yardage for Conestoga. decent start. They got an interception. Now they have some yards on the board. If they can get to that first down, that would solidify this possession pretty well for them and could lead to maybe a snowball effect of getting more yards down the field. So Garnet Valley has been putting up a pretty good performance. We saw them rush pretty well on that return. We've seen them defending pretty well. What do you think is contributing to that?
Just that stamina that they need, you know, the endurance to kind of block those run plays out, because they obviously must have been watching film, because Conestoga loves to run the ball, as we've seen in the last couple of games. So Garnet Valley's really on their game for that.
Ryan Ford in a sticky situation, gets it to Crump. I believe it looks like it's called out of bounds. So that's going to be an incomplete for Conestoga. No yardage, and that's going to be a turnover. That was 4th down. So now Garnet Valley has a possession. We saw them do really good with that return. Now they have very, very good yardage. Just about, 17 yards from the goal. Not a good spot for Conestoga to be in right now.
All Conestoga needs is just a really good punt to keep them away, and they really need to pressure that kick returner.
Conestoga with a good punt. Garnet Valley has it about the 42. So now we're going to switch lines here. Garnet Valley on offense, Conestoga on defense. What do you think Conestoga has to do to minimize the impact from Garnet Valley here?
They need to watch that run game. I think like I said before, the reason why they keep getting breaks in their defense is that run game. They're really good with the pass game. Their DBs and their cornerbacks are really good at blocking the ball away from any pass in reception, but the run game is usually what gets forward.
A little bit of a trick play there for Garnet Valley. But a good play there from Garnet Valley. Snags them a few yards. Again, contesting Conestoga. Getting themselves a few yards, and again, just a couple there, but if that adds up, if they're consistent, could be scary for Conestoga. Back at the line again. Hand off to the running back, but snagged pretty early again. Conestoga doing a good job on that tackle. Like Brady Port with that there. Jonah, what do you think of this early Garnet Valley offense?
Well, they've been doing the run game. They did the one pass interception immediately. The run game does need to step it up a little bit, because, like I had said before, I had said that the defense of Conestoga had been struggling on the run game, but right now they've been stopping that run game.
Garnet Valley going for kind of a brute force method here. They get the first down, so it's relatively successful. Garnet Valley has been doing a good job just pushing through that D line from Conestoga. I'd like to see some more passing. Obviously, I think maybe they're a little cautious. They saw that first interception. They don't want to go for maybe a Hail Mary play like they did like that, but I'm interested if they're going to include their tight ends, maybe wide receivers, a bit more than they have. All snaps. It looks like they're going to go for a passing play. Catches the wide receiver on the end. Almost dodges a tackle, but it's a two-man play. Looked like #1 Archer there for Garnet Valley secures themselves a good amount of yards and another first down for Garnet Valley. Again, that's something crucial. Garnet Valley gets themselves more downs to play with and closer to the goal, just 22 yards away. Again, so early in the game, Conestoga wants to avoid touchdowns or any points from the other team. They did a good job with that interception, but now it's looking scary for them. Running play for Garnet Valley. They get a couple yards there, maybe 4. 7 minutes left in this first quarter, but Garnet Valley's making good progress. Again, Conestoga maybe not as favored in the record. Again, they're 0-5. Garnet Valley's 3-2, but they're putting up a pretty good fight against this Garnet Valley offense. Garnet Valley again trying to make a running play. We've seen after that first interception, they haven't really gone for any passes. Looks like they got another first down for Garnet Valley. They've been incredibly successful on this offense. Conestoga's struggling to keep up. Pass off to number 14. And that's a touchdown for Garnet Valley. That's going to be 6-0. Probably going to go for an extra point, but this is not a good situation for Conestoga. So early into the game, this could mess up their momentum a little bit. Sway kind of the confidence towards Garnet Valley's side. Interesting formation here.
That's a formation you don't see that often, Toby.
Yeah. Maybe trying to mess up. Going for a kick, though. Looks like it's good. Oh! And it nicks the post. It's going to be a failed extra point and a 0-6 standing. Conestoga trailing by 6. Garnet Valley gets themselves a touchdown, but just can't find that field goal.
Yeah, after Sebastian Cantu got a really good rushing touchdown there for Garnet Valley. A doink off the goalpost of a pretty rare coincidence for an extra point. But Conestoga needs to get back on this and just recover from those 6 points, and hopefully they can get a touchdown that will bring them up 7-6.
But yeah, Garnet Valley getting themselves some good points. I believe that was actually Port who got the touchdown there. 2 numbers 14s can be a little confusing for Garnet Valley, but now they will kick. Looks like Kraus is going to kick for Garnet Valley. Conestoga looking to get a good return here. Going off to the left, Conestoga drops it but recovers it. They're contested at the 25-yard line. Decent yardage for Conestoga, not a bad start to this push. So Jonah, we've seen a lot of the Garnet Valley offense. We haven't seen too much of the Conestoga defense. What do you think their strategies for this game are going to be?
So, I hate to interrupt, but do you mean offense or defense? In that standpoint, are you talking about the defense? Offense, okay. So the offense really needs to just push up the field. Their passing game isn't the greatest, but their running game needs to improve a lot with this Garnet Valley defense. This Garnet Valley defense is really, really sturdy. So hoping that Conestoga can hopefully get some touchdowns or at least a field goal and drive up the field and get some encouragement.
That's true. 5.5 minutes left in this quarter. A lot of room to work with. Bit of a trick play there. Niall Holman to Christian Crump. Over to the wide receiver on the left, but just can't get it. Bryce Fielding just slips through his fingers. Could have been an incredible play there for Conestoga. Interesting play drafting there, too.
Yeah, definitely to throw off Garnet Valley, and it really did. The defense was not ready for it. It was just a tad overthrown, or that would have been an amazing touchdown for over 80 yards.
Yeah, I mean, what was that? Brian Ford, the quarterback, to Niall Holman. Then over to the wide receiver, Christian Crump. Tried to send it wide again, but Conestoga just can't get it. I mean, even though they didn't make it, that's exciting me. You know, that's showing that Conestoga's exploring a bit more. They're trying to make this an exciting game for their fans, which is what we want out of a blackout game. Going again, second down, 10 yards. Quick pass attempt on the left, but Conestoga just can't deliver it. Again, Conestoga scrambling for a pass here. It's already third down, 10 yards to go. It's not looking too bright, but I mean, there's still room to go. But if they can't convert anything on this next down, they might have to punt it. Again, they haven't made too much yardage, so they don't want Garnet Valley receiving at the 50 or 60-yard line. So this play is really crucial. Flag on the field. Offsides by Garnet Valley on defense. Conestoga gets themselves some yardage. That's what they need here. 3rd and 5 is now the tally. A lot more doable, but still, again, if they can't make it to that next down on this play, they might be forced to make a punt or risk it on 4th. But in the situation they're in, I don't know if they'll go for that.
I think if they miss this 3rd down, and they're going to most definitely have to punt here, but another flag on the play.
Flag. Let's see what the call is. Another foul against Garnet Valley, it seems. Doesn't look like the ball is going to move, though. Play's going to be relatively normal. Brian Field waiting to snap. Gets it. Looking for Christian Crump on the right, number 4. Dodges one tackle. Weaving to the right. Gets some yards. Beautiful, beautiful work from Conestoga. Ryan Ford getting that quick pass over there to Christian Crump. Able to get to that far side and able to get themselves a 1st down. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, Jonah, that was crucial. Is this gonna maybe bring some life back to the Conestoga offense?
Yeah, definitely, Toby. This will definitely spark the Conestoga offense. This will really get them forward. That flag really, really helped them to get that final yardage. But beautiful breaking tackles from Christian Crump to go all the way around the defense and get that 1st down.
Yeah, beautiful footwork. Overall, really good. And if Conestoga continues this, I mean, I could see a relatively bright future. Crump again with it going left this time. Can't really pick up the same yards he did last time. Looks like they maybe lost one. It's all right. 2nd down, 11 yards to go. Conestoga still not in a terrible situation. Again, 11 yards, not impossible. And we've seen some pretty good performance passing-wise, especially with Christian Crump. It's been really helping out on that off.
That definitely would have been the almost top 10 highlight of this week for all Pennsylvania football teams if Christian Crump had made that throw. But, man, this Conestoga team is getting up there again.
It's true. Brian Ford moving to the right a little bit. Finds Fielding right in the middle on the logo. That's going to be at the 50-yard line. Great completion there. Again, we're seeing the Conestoga offense starting to lighten up a little bit and looking like they're going to improve. In the past couple of games, we've seen a lot of running plays, but looks like they're completing a lot of passes, which is maybe indicating a bright future. Again, they're only down by 1 touchdown. If they get one themselves and get the extra point, they'll find themselves in the lead. I think Garnet Valley could be in a little bit of a sticky situation here, but we'll see how this continues. About 4 minutes left in this 1st quarter. Conestoga ready to snap it. Interested to see if they're going for another quick pass to Crump on the left. Gets tackled, still finds himself 4 yards-ish. Outstanding performance so far. What is that, 3 completions in a row for Conestoga?
Yeah. Brian Ford is finally getting that vision that he needs over the last couple games. As Christian Crump is down on the field right now. But Brian Ford finally getting that vision in, and now he's making some really good completions, and now this Conestoga offense has a spark.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen Christian Crump and Bryce Fielding really be favorites for that Conestoga offense. And I think maybe that's going to continue. We've seen Niall Holman do a good job as well on that Conestoga team, but I'll be interested to see how the team continues playing. Especially, I think passing is going to be an interesting component as well. Brian Ford has been throwing some absolute dimes as of late. Wonder if they're going to keep doing that throughout the game, or if they're going to revert back to the running. We'll see how it goes, because obviously running can be more consistent, but especially with these last couple plays, we've seen that passing can pick you up quite the amount of yardage.
Yeah, well, the coaches did a great job of getting that quarterback coaching back up, and now they're really getting it going with the quarterback. And they're kind of fooling Garnet Valley here because Conestoga likes to run the ball a lot, but they've been really fooling Garnet Valley on defense, and they have been making some bad plays on the passing and the guarding there.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you might have just seen, looks like Christian Crump is coming off the field for Conestoga. I mean, that's going to be a hit to Conestoga's offense. We've seen him as a favorite for those passes and even runs too, so without him, they're definitely going to be at a loss here. Still have confidence though. They've been performing well. Other good players, I mean, Fielding has been doing some really great work over the past couple plays. Interesting to see who Brian Ford's going to be finding here. Ford moving right, looking for a pass, finds Holman, breaks a tackle, but finds himself two more. They're going to make it to the 23-yard line. There's a flag on the field, excuse me, but overall beautiful play from Conestoga. We'll have to see who the foul's on. Conestoga really wants this on Garnet Valley. Calling back that play would be pretty critical, but
well, if anything though, Brian Ford made an amazing throw there and a great scatter away from the defense, looking almost like Drew Brees out there, you know. And it was just a great passing play, and Niall with a great catch there. Niall
yeah, again, under a lot of pressure, you know, four guys coming at you, but he was able to escape to the right, make a quick pass to Niall Holman. Holman as well doing a good job of staying open, getting themselves those few extra yards. Looks like that foul is bringing them to the 12-yard line. Conestoga is in a really good position right here and looking like they could take the lead. Unfortunate for Conestoga. Looked like Brian Ford was trying to find Justin Smith on the side there, but just could not get it. Still in a good situation, though. 2 and 10, 12 to goal. So overall, I mean, Garnet Valley has been playing well. They've been doing good on defense, doing good on offense. They've been letting a few passes slip to Conestoga, but they've had a 6-point lead. That may not be the case over the next couple plays here. Conestoga can get a touchdown of their own. Brian Ford with the snap, plays it short. Looks like a completion. Looks like Justin Smith for Conestoga. Beautiful completion there, getting themselves some good yardage.
Brian Ford with another dot past the Garnet Valley defense, and it's a great throw into Justin Smith. And Justin Smith being double covered with a great completion there to get that third and 4.
Yeah, I mean, really good situation here for Conestoga. Third down, they're in touchdown range, just 6 yards away from that end zone. And if they can get that extra point, they can have a 1-point lead. which isn't something Garnet Valley wants hanging over their head, especially coming into the second quarter. Brian Ford looking to find Fielding. Fielding just isn't ready, though. Incomplete. And that's going to be 4th down for Conestoga. Interesting are they going to call field goal? Are they going to go for that touchdown? See what the coaches call here.
It does look like Brian Ford is staying on, so I think they're going to go for it here on 4th and 4.
I mean, it's a solid risk to take, right? But
yeah, definitely. They need to get that lead. It'll definitely boost their offense, boost their defense, give everybody courage to get any type of points on the board.
nah, they're going for a kick. Good kick, though. That's going to get them 3 points on the board. Solid work from Conestoga. Good drive overall. Gets himself 3 points. Just trailing by 3 now. Not as daunting as that 6-point deficit they had before. Jonah, what did you think of that drive in total?
That drive was amazing. And we finally get to see that pass game come to life for Conestoga. And Conestoga's been really doing well with that pass game tonight. And the run game, they haven't really used it that much, but Brian Ford has been making some unbelievable throws to get those first downs.
That's true. We have seen a lot of great passing. We saw some running in the beginning, but that didn't work out too well for them. We saw Garnet Valley shut down a lot of those running plays. So they really learned from their mistakes, converted to more of those wide receivers, tight ends. They did have some running plays, I think, with Christian Crump, but now that he's off, they're resorting more to those passing plays again. Brian Fielding on that right side is crucial for them. Conestoga to kick it. 17, Nate Trueblood. He's going to kick off. Garnet Valley, again, last time they got to the 35-yard line. Hopefully, Conestoga's, hoping to shut them down a little bit sooner than that, make their defense a little easier. Good reception from Garnet Valley, clearing themselves a bit of a path. Get almost to the 35-yard line again. In fact, he sticks his hands out exactly to the 35. We'll see how far the refs rule that, but really good reception. Number 18, Billy Krause with that. Again, we saw this sort of similar last time. They got to the 35-yard line, and then they got maybe a little cocky with that Hail Mary play. Then that ended up going in Stoga's direction. Do you have any predictions for this drive?
Well, it could go either way because they got the touchdown, they had the interception, so it really could go either way for Garnet Valley here. And let's just see if Conestoga's defense can stop it, or if Garnet Valley's offense can put this Conestoga team away in the first quarter, with making it 12-3 for a larger deficit for the comeback.
Handoff to Hunt there. Secured themselves a bit. 6-7 yards maybe, something like that. Overall, really good start early on from Garnet Valley. They got to the 35-yard line, now at the 42. Again, we've seen Conestoga's defense be struggling a little bit to hold back Garnet Valley. They've been really playing strong, especially with their running plays. They've been super consistent, constantly picking up yards, and I expect that to keep going. Oh, a bit of a trick play there. Garnet Valley making huge yardage up that left side. Number 5, Michael Buono, making a beautiful play for Garnet Valley. Just 40 seconds left on the clock, but already at the, it's like 45, 30-yard line, something like that. It's looking like a bright future for this Garnet Valley drive.
Yeah, that drive, that little bit of rushing play there for Garnet Valley as one of their players goes down. Hate to see that. But almost switched 35-yard lines there with that run play, and Conestoga's defense was a little confused on that play as they had to really track back for the running back there.
Yeah, and that trick play was interesting. I think Conestoga was expecting that same Paxton Hunt play as last time because it worked so well, but Garnet Valley hit him with a little bit of switcheroo. Overall, Conestoga, I mean, that's obviously their fault a little bit, but good play from Garnet Valley regardless. So we'll see how the rest of this drive pans out. Also important to note, it looks like Garnet Valley's quarterback just went out. I believe so. That was number 3, Colton Turner. Seemed like he was their primary quarterback. He's off the field, so we'll have to see who they send out. Getting right back up to that line, Conestoga.
Garnet Valley just put in their backup quarterback, number 17. Sorry, Nick D'Antonio.
Garnet Valley again with
junior.
Beautiful rushing yards. Billy Krause, I think it was. Again, they're keeping up this beautiful, consistent yardage. Conestoga hasn't had much of an answer for that. And if Garnet Valley gets this second touchdown, it's going to be a little bit bad looking for Conestoga. Just 20 seconds left in this first quarter. You know, if Garnet Valley can get a touchdown here, or even if they extend their possession into the second quarter, could be a little scary looking for Conestoga if they want to come back.
Yeah, I'll definitely give Garnet Valley high hopes, though, being possibly 12, maybe 13-3 up, and if they go for the 2-point, well, the first is over. I was going to say if they can get it by the end of the first quarter, but we're going to have to see if they could score it at the beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah, so that's going to conclude, as Jonah just said, our first quarter. The score is 6-3. Jaguars up 3 points. Conestoga trailing by not too much, though. Jonah, give me an overall summary of the game so far.
Well, we've seen offense, we've seen defense. We had a great defensive play in the first two plays of the game by Conestoga, and it really gave them hope. But they did have to, unfortunately, punt because of Garnet Valley's great defense in that drive. But then Garnet Valley comes back, they score a touchdown, and Brian Ford made some great plays, and so did Christian Crump. Almost a little bit of a Hail Mary trick play there as they gave it off to the wide receiver to get that throw down there, and a lot of action has gone on as Conestoga gets their 3rd point. But Conestoga needs to hold off here against Garnet Valley again in the second quarter to hopefully stop and only maybe give up a field goal to Garnet Valley to keep the score in between 6.
Yeah, I mean, overall it's been a very back and forth game, as you were indicating there. Strong plays from Conestoga, but then a crucial turnover got Garnet Valley that first touchdown. After that, Conestoga had a good drive, but then they ended up at a stalemate about that 6-yard line away from the goal. So close, but just couldn't secure that touchdown. They had to play it safe and get that field goal. Now we're switching sides, but again, Garnet Valley still incredibly close. And although I think their main quarterback was taken off, they're still performing very well. Although it looks like he might be back on the field. Looks like 44, Paxton Hunt. Hunt, I mean, he has been really consistent with these rushing yards, just picking up those 3-4 yards at a time, but they've been doing it so consistently over those 4 downs, excuse me. They've been adding up. Now just 2 yards away from goal. Conestoga isn't really in a good position here. Second down. It's going to be hard to defend. Looks like number 3 is back on the field. Paxton Hunt again back with it. Rushes into the touchdown. End zone, excuse me. And that's going to be a touchdown. Paxton Hunt for Garnet Valley, securing themselves 12 points. Probably going for an extra point here, maybe even a 2-point conversion to make up for that loss. Jonah, what do you think about the intro to the second quarter?
Well, it showed Garnet Valley's vision as Paxton Hunt had great vision going in. As we see that the little field goal play again. Oh, they're going for 2 here. They get the 2 points. And a trick play again that caught Stoga off guard.
Yeah, interesting play there. You know, just having the O-line all the way to the left, then forcing the Conestoga line to move over there, but just leaving so much room for that quarterback. Interesting play there, and as I predicted, they made up for that missed field goal. 14-3 is the current standing for Conestoga and Garnet Valley. The Jaguars have a 11-point lead right now. It's not looking too good for Conestoga, but they're going to get back possession, and it looks like their passing has been pretty good, pretty consistent. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, we just hope to see Conestoga keeps that consistency on this next drive and hope they can at least get back into the 3-point deficit or even the 2-point deficit as they're down by 11. So let's see what Conestoga can do during this play.
Garnet Valley to kick it. Conestoga with the reception. Gets it past the 35-yard line. Maybe looks like 36 yards or so. Really good work from Conestoga. Like number 13, Nico Perrin. Great job from him. And that's going to be solid yards for the Conestoga team. Good start to this drive. And maybe this could, indicate a bright future. They're only down by 11, not too much of a deficit, especially for early in this game. It's only the second quarter. There's so much room to go and so much room to grow as well. Ryan Ford, the main quarterback for Conestoga, still in the game. He's been really good at directing his team. Finds Niall Holman. Looks like he's not picking up any yards, though.
Another quick pass play from Brian Ford, but Garnet Valley picked on it, and they got the tackle there on Niall Holman there. So let's see if they'll throw deep or they'll run the ball or they'll do another short pass play again for Conestoga.
Yeah, I mean, in concept, that was a nice bullet pass, from Brian Ford to Niall Holman, but Garnet Valley defense was just on top of it, could get the tackle right away, so couldn't pick up any yards. It's going to be 2nd and 12. Not the best for Conestoga right now, but they're definitely still in it. Interesting to see. Maybe they'll find some wide receivers instead, go for some more yardage here. And finds that player on the right. Good job from Conestoga picking themselves up. Looks like 6 more yards. Very good play for them. Jonah, how do you feel about these early passing plays?
I feel pretty nice about the early passing plays because they've been really getting it going, but it seems that Garnet Valley is starting to catch on to their little plays here, and now they're starting to stop this offense. But let's see if the Stoga offense can continue to push up the field.
Just 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Tries to find Justin Smith in the center there, but Brian Ford throws a little too low. Again, it's hard to do that under pressure. Solid try at executing, but it's going to be 4th and 4. Not looking too good for Conestoga, and they're probably going to go for a punt here. Brian Ford coming back out. I mean, it's possible they go for a play on 4th down here. They only have 4 yards to go.
It seems that they are going to go for it. Yeah, they are going to go for it. Brian Ford's still out there.
Interesting decision here. I mean, it's a little risky, 4th and 4. Not even at the 45-yard line, so if it's a turnover, this could be critical. Brian Ford gets it off that left side, gets a pass off. Fielding catches it, and that's going to be complete. Beautiful work from Brian Fielding, the wide receiver on that left side. Wonderful work, and the risk paid off.
Yeah, another great play. Brian Ford scattering out of that defense once again. It actually almost was an interception, but it just deflected out of the Garnet Valley defense's hands and landed straight into Bryce Fielding's hands. And that is a crucial play, and hopefully we see this Conestoga offense push up the field once more.
Yeah, I mean, really, really solid play so far. We saw Bryce Fielding. He had, what, 3 guys around him? Brian Ford was still able to thread that needle and get it to him. Wonderful work. They secure themselves the first down. Interesting to see what they have to work with. Joel Kwan tries to get some yardage. Looks like they just about break even. Maybe they get a yard or two, but we'll see how that goes. So Conestoga has seen a lot of success in these passing plays, primarily with, Niall Holman, Christian Crump, who came off the field, but recently Bryce Fielding as well. What do you think of that, their passing plays versus their running plays for Conestoga?
Well, their passing plays has been a lot more on point than their running game right now. They haven't really been using the running game a lot today, and it's kind of showing that they can really pass the ball, knowing that they can get that passing play going, as we haven't seen a lot of passing over the last couple of days, as we see one of Conestoga's players getting up, which is good to see. But again, the run play have been somewhat strong through the last 5 games, but I think they decided to start going with the air balls in the passing game there, because the running game hasn't been working as much as they wanted it to.
Looks like Cody Vermillion for Conestoga is coming off the field, but not too bad of an injury, still on his feet. Should be, ready to come back out before the game ends. But play continues. Conestoga still hungry for more yards. 2nd and 10. Not too bad of a situation, especially with their success with passing. Brian Ford to snap. A flag called, though. Looked like a foul on Conestoga. Might set them back some yards. Yeah, it will.
Seems to be a false start there for Conestoga. Possibly the play clock ran out, just not as much time to get that ball off, or one of their offensive linemen jumped a little too early to start blocking against the defenders.
Yeah, I mean, so overall not the best position to be in, right? 2nd and 15. A lot of yards ahead of them, but we've seen some big plays here for Conestoga. I believe that they can make a big impact here. Great play there. 25. Luca Liberato able to make some really good yardage there. Jonah, how do you feel about that play?
It was a great play, but the defense did hit him a little hard. A 3-man tackle there, and you can see here off the back there, it looked like it hit the back of his head. So we hope Liberato is okay and able to come back onto the field, just like Christian Crump. But it looks like Christian Crump is also off in the locker room right now. I don't see him anywhere on the sideline. But man, another heavy hit for the Stoga offense, and that's not going to be that good. But, Liberato's back up. Look at that. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, so both teams have been, taking a lot of, maybe minor, some major injuries. Garnet Valley, their main quarterback, had to come off. Christian Crump, who's crucial for Conestoga's offense in the beginning, also had to come off. So we're seeing some substitutions, but, I mean, the game's still going on. It's still interesting. It'll be cool to see how the rest of this plays out. Conestoga coming back up to the line, ready to get back in it. Brian Ford again to snap it. 3rd and 4. Liberato helped them get in a pretty good position. Niall Holman picks up a few more yards, but still that looks like maybe 2-3 yards to go. 1, excuse me. Very good situation for Conestoga here, actually. Still 4th down, though. I mean, I'm assuming they're just going to do a rushing play, something like that, but
Well, they could also trick the Garnet Valley offense here and go for, the defense, and can go for another pass play. But I also feel like Garnet Valley might be on that, like they had been at the beginning of the second. But I really want to see if what Conestoga is going to do here, because they could punt it, but it wouldn't be good because they need to get that comeback going. They're down by 11 points, so they need to get at least a field goal to even come back into this game and only be down by 7.
yeah, that's definitely true. But, I mean, all things considered, Conestoga has been putting up a really good performance so far. So I've seen a lot of good passing plays, a lot of good running plays. I mean, solid performance. Only let up 2 touchdowns. They've gotten some points of their own on the board so far. Overall, not too terrible. What do you think is being said in the Conestoga huddle right now?
Well, I think what Coach G is trying to do there and what the offensive coordinators are trying to do is they're at least trying to figure out what they can do to get past the Garnet Valley offense. They're thinking rather run or pass play as all offensive coordinators should, but I think they're a little bit stumped because they don't know what to do because Garnet has been defending somewhat good today. So let's see what Conestoga will do with Brian Ford.
Interesting formation here. Conestoga trying to do a QB rush for that. Looks like they did not pick up the 1 yard they needed.
I think they got to inches there, and Brian Ford broke some tackles there, but ended up going into the wall of Garnet and White there from Garnet Valley and Conestoga. And it looks like did they get the first down though? Can't really tell as there's an injury for Garnet Valley, which is again not good to see in the game of football. Hoping he can come back healthy and strong, and hopefully he doesn't have to get taken out of the game.
Yeah, 1st and 10, but it looks like possession's going to Garnet Valley, so it appears that Conestoga did not get that yard they needed. It's going to turn over to Garnet Valley. Conestoga back on defense. I mean, we're talking about how the scoreboard isn't looking too terrible for Conestoga. They're still, in that range of coming back, but if there's a turnover and Garnet Valley gets another touchdown, that's really threatening to their chances of winning. Both teams coming back out now, though. Conestoga will be on defense. 1st and 10. At about the 60-ish yard line for Garnet Valley. Still a lot of room to go. So Conestoga has a good chance of maybe getting a turnover, as we saw early in the game, possibility of an interception. Long pass attempt there for Garnet Valley. Tries to get it to number 5, Buono, who we've seen pick up some yards before, but just couldn't find that.
Yeah, if Bono could have caught that there, that would have been a dagger to Conestoga. First throw play of their 4th drive here, and they would have just that dagger would have been sinking straight into their heart, because that would have not been good for Conestoga, and the deficit would be large again.
Yeah, looks like maybe it's their backup quarterback, D'Antonio, but really good job at directing these plays. Paxton Hunt, as we've seen so often, secures themselves some great yards for Garnet Valley, as we've seen so often again. Looks like they're able to get themselves, I couldn't really see exactly, maybe the play got called back. Scoreboard still reads 2nd and 10. Yeah, there's a flag on that play, so. Second down for Garnet Valley.
Should be 2nd down, not 1st down.
Second down and about 15 yards to go for Garnet Valley. I mean, Conestoga is in a solid position here, and they're in a good spot to defend the rest of this drive.
Second down and 15.
Garnet Valley has been looking at a lot of good pass plays, pretty far ones too. Maybe getting flashbacks to that Stoga interception, but ooh, the Garnet Valley quarterback looking to rush some yards of his own. Beautiful work. Colton Turner secures themselves. Huge yardage. Gets up to the 30-yard line.
Conestoga gets the ball back miraculously on a fumble by the quarterback. That'll definitely spark this offense coming onto the field with 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, let's see this. You can see it. Looks like, yeah, maybe the quarterback lost the ball on his way down.
That's an unfortunate play by Garnet Valley there.
Wait. So is it a turnover? Yeah, it does look like a turnover. That was a fumble.
Yeah, that is going to be a turnover on Garnet Valley, and that's unfortunate for Garnet Valley because they had some really good yardage there. They ran almost 60 yards for that play.
Yeah, true. I mean, as I was saying before, like, they're having flashbacks to that interception. Not quite the interception, but still a turnover. Ryan Ford tries to find Niall Holman. 2nd and 10 now is the count for Conestoga. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of back and forth here. Conestoga hasn't been doing too well at defending those pushes. They've conceded 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, yet they're still getting these turnovers. They're still getting these interceptions, a fumble as well. So really interesting dynamics to see how they're playing well, they're performing, but they just can't get control of the scoreboard.
Well, that's an offensive problem there because the defense has been shutting down after those 2 touchdowns. An interception and a fumble looking for Conestoga's offense here.
Ryan Ford really pressured there, had to just chuck the ball away to avoid being sacked. Unfortunate for Conestoga here, 3rd and 10, not the greatest position to be in, but again, we've seen them get some crazy yards, definitely doable. But, you know, Garnet Valley has been looking really strong, and if they get a turnover at the 31-yard line, that could be dangerous. Conestoga in the huddle now. What do you think they're saying right now?
Well, I don't know exactly what they could be saying, but they really need to get that ball up the field. So because if they go for it on 4th down or something like that again, like they've done the last two times they were on 4th down, it's not going to look so good for Conestoga, as Garnet Valley will just get the ball back and have a really good position on yards and just get back to the position they had ran for those 60 yards with their quarterback.
Sure, a turnover would be devastating. Conestoga going for kind of a Hail Mary pass, but way too short. Bryce Fielding was justifiably way ahead of that. I mean, not the greatest performance from Conestoga, and looks like they're probably going to go for a punt here. Maybe looking to get it at least past the 50-yard line, excuse me, and give Garnet Valley a little bit of a hard time. Looks like there's maybe a small chance that they go for something, but no. Looks like they're going to go for a punt, unless there's a trick play. Conestoga lining up, looking to punt it. Good kick. Looks like it's going to land. And Garnet Valley just takes the knee. They're going to take it there. About 68-ish yards to go for Garnet Valley, or 58, excuse me, but that's not a bad position to be in. Already at that high mark. Conestoga is going to have a tough time defending this, especially when they're already so far along. Again, Conestoga is definitely still in it. We saw the interception, the fumble. It's definitely not been a super linear game. There's been a lot of back and forth. Anything can happen. So keep your eyes peeled. Dished out to the left. Good play there from Kraus from Garnet Valley. Picks themselves up a couple yards there. 2 and 8. It's the current standing for Garnet Valley. Conestoga, I mean, doing some solid defense, keeping them at bay, not letting them get too many yards, but still, I mean, Garnet Valley has been really good at slowly chipping away, getting 3-4 yards, or maybe even some bigger plays as well. But overall, I think Garnet Valley, where they shine is consistency. They've been putting down yards, and really, Conestoga's having trouble defending that.
Yeah, Garnet Valley's strength here tonight has honestly been their offense. The Conestoga defense, which is usually considerably good in trying to do all the hefty work for the Conestoga, like for the sloppy offense we've been seeing over the last few games. But right now, it's the offense for Conestoga has been amazing. But they just can't get it through for this Garnet. They just can't get that touchdown, or at least they have a field goal on the board, so at least they get some points, and they're not down by a whole lot. It's a lot closer game than most people have been thinking over the last week coming into this game.
That's true. I mean, Garnet Valley does have really good standings, but Conestoga is putting up a good fight. A little bit of a trick play there. Garnet Valley is able to pick themselves up some good yardage.
That was 2 great tackles from Nico Perrin. The first one on that second down play, but that one obviously getting into the first down, but at least Nico stopped them from getting more yardage to get across into the possible red zone there from that breakaway.
Yeah, Luke Bernard there with some good yards for Garnet Valley, able to secure themselves another first down. Really good position to be in. And really good rushing yards again. Garnet Valley again just as I was saying before, they're constantly getting yards. Their consistency is where they shine. Just chipping and chipping away. Got themselves another first down. I mean, Garnet Valley just has so much room to breathe. And Conestoga, quite the opposite. They're feeling this pressure really heavily. Again, going up that left side for Garnet Valley, securing themselves some more yardage. So overall, I mean, really good, consistent play for Garnet Valley. Just constantly picking themselves up some yards. Jonah, what do you think Conestoga can do to stop this kind of beatdown that we've seen from Garnet Valley?
They got to protect that run play. The Garnet Valley has been doing great on the run, but they've been stopping the passing game pretty well, considerably tonight. But they really need to get that run game in, as they've gotten over 3 rushes that were in for first downs, and that looks like it could be another first down there.
Garnet Valley just muscles through. Paxton Hunt able to secure themselves. Looks like another first down. About 15 yards-ish. Absolute monster of a play. Maybe we'll see a replay, maybe not. But he kind of just forces himself through so many defenders. Breaks, what, 4 or 5 tackles, something like that? Absolutely crucial. We've seen him being kind of the keystone of that Garnet Valley offense. Being so critical with consistency and everything like that. Quarterback for Garnet Valley getting a good rush there. Colton Turner is able to pick up some yards. We're going going to see replay here of that rush. I mean, again, just sees that break, slides through, slips 1 or 2 tackles, and is able to get themselves, looks like, anyway, 10-yard line. Really good position for Garnet Valley. And as we were saying before, bad one for Conestoga. It's not looking too bright, especially if Garnet Valley gets this touchdown. It's got to be a 20-3 minimum. And another rush from Colton Turner, able to pick themselves up another touchdown. Beautiful play from Garnet Valley. That's going to be 20-3 as the current standing. Jonah, how do you feel about that drive overall?
Well, it was a great drive from Garnet Valley, and that defense again from Stoga not protecting that run play again. And that was another rushing touchdown. The quarterback just gets through those open spaces from Conestoga, not really giving him any room to, like, the Conestoga defense is giving a lot of room towards this Garnet Valley offense. Like, they had that whole drive.
Yeah, they've definitely had a lot of gaps in their defense. Garnet Valley playing it simple, getting themselves that extra point. 21-3. It's looking like an 18-point lead for Garnet Valley. And that's going to build themselves a little bit of a safety net there, right? They have some wiggle room. They have room for error. Conestoga, definitely the opposite. They're looking, if they want to come back, they're definitely looking for some touchdowns. I mean, a minute 40 is not a lot to work with concluding this first half, but we'll just have to see how that goes, you know. They could get a good return. Maybe with some good momentum, we could see a touchdown out of them, but time pressure is definitely existing.
Yeah, what Conestoga needs to do here is they need to get at least a field goal or something on the board to at least just give them a tad bit of cushion to make a comeback here, but it's not looking so prominent coming into the end of the second quarter here.
Hadrian Kraus is going to kick it for Garnet Valley. I mean, both teams have been doing really well on these returns. The Jaguars have been super consistent as well. Looks like Niall Holman's going to return this one. At the 20, weaving to the right at the almost the 30. Picks himself up a respectable 28 yards. I mean, really good standings for the first play of this drive. And it's looking pretty bright for Conestoga. Again, they only have a minute and 33 to work with. Not a lot, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, definitely. On a kick return, you definitely want to get into the 25 to 30-yard range and possibly even the 30 to 35-yard range. It will definitely help your offense get at least a boost away from your own end zone, whereas you can at least take one sack if anything were to happen. So, great cushion here for yardage for Conestoga, and hopefully Conestoga will at least get some points on the board by the end of the quarter.
That's true. I mean, absolute nightmare scenario would be a turnover here, but beautiful, I mean, complete pass there. It's going to be number 5, Luca Liberato. We saw him pick up some good yards on that last drive as well, back in the game, and they're lined up again. Conestoga wasting no time. Makes a play to Fielding out on the left. Able to juke a tackle, gets another one. Slips almost 3 tackles. That's near the 50-yard line. That's really good progress. That's going to get them first down again.
That was some amazing footwork by Bryce Fielding again. Brian Ford finding a great pass to Bryce, and again just dodging and juking all 3 to 4 of those defenders from Garnet Valley, as we see here again. Just spin play to the side, jukes through, goes up the middle between 2, and finally gets
Niall
there.
Holman gets a nice reception there. A high jump. Lands themselves about 5 yards there. Looks like it could have found him or Brian Fielding a couple yards back, but overall good play. Secure themselves a few yards. Conestoga's in a good position. 2nd and 3. I mean, that's what you want to see when you have only 36 seconds on the clock. I'm thinking they can definitely get into field goal range here. Not sure if they have the time to get a touchdown, but I think points on the board are a good possibility for Conestoga.
Yeah, they have the time to take for this timeout right now, but if they can get at least up to the 30-yard range, if anything, maybe even the 25, I think Rayon Irani could really stud that kick into the uprights to at least give at least up to 6 points for Conestoga and only be down by 2 touchdowns and an extra point.
Exactly. I mean, there is still a bright future for Conestoga. It's going to be a bit of a battle. I mean, I think we've seen Garnet Valley has had a bit of a stronger performance here. Jaguars have been putting up a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, and been doing well in the extra points as well. But Conestoga is still not completely out of it. Looks to make a wide pass. Quarterback rush down the middle. Plays it to Fielding, but just can't get it down. It looks like maybe going to be called pass interference. I'm not really sure what the call here. Looks like Fielding was trying to get a foul there, but
yeah, the refs didn't budge there. Doesn't seem to be a flag on the play. The coaches are definitely a little pissed about that, but I mean, it's whatever the refs saw. You got to go with what the refs say. You can't really like challenge it in a high school football game like this. But Conestoga is going to need to hurry here. But at least they got the incompletion to stop the clock, if anything, to get at least one more play in before the clock starts running again. But they really need to get a first down here, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge here against this Garnet Valley defense.
yeah, and I mean, with this time crunch, Conestoga is kind of forced to go for these long passing plays, which I think is good, especially for entertainment. Bryce Fielding has been looking really promising. Niall Holman able to make contact, but isn't able to hold it. I mean, another incompletion to stop the clock there. Just 24 seconds left. Looks like it's 4th and 3, though. I mean, time crunch and a crunch on downs. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that they're going to go for something here. Brian Ford's coming back out. So it looks like they're trying to get another first down, get into field goal range. We'll have to see how it turns out. Again, less than 30 seconds on the clock. Not a lot of time to work with. Ryan Ford snaps. Ooh, Conestoga tries to find Mikey Evans in the center, but they just can't get it. Conestoga looks like they're maybe using their 3rd timeout. No, excuse me, that's going to be a turnover. 20 seconds left. Garnet Valley now on offense. I mean, again, we've been talking about there's not a lot of time to work with, 20 points, but I mean, is a chance that Garnet Valley could get a field goal, maybe like very, very slim chance that they get a touchdown here, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, definitely. It's the question of are they going to go for a Hail Mary here or something like that to get more points on the board, really cushioning their lead and giving almost zero chance to Conestoga's offense when they come back on the field.
I mean, those look like some hungry
they are going to go
receivers.
for the pass play.
Nah, it goes too far wide. Looked like Turner tried to find Michael Archer on that right side there, but bit too far right. Again, the incompletion stopping the clock at just 16 seconds left. Not a lot of time to work with. I mean, interesting to see maybe how strong this Garnet Valley kicker's leg is. I mean, 54 yards. That's going to be hard to work with, but I don't know. Maybe they have a really powerful kicker. Going for a dish out to the side. Another incompletion. 12 seconds left on the clock now.
I think what Garnet Valley needs to do here at the end of this quarter is just run the ball and run that clock down. Just come out go into halftime, start communicating on what you're going to do next half, and especially for Conestoga here, and just come out with fresher legs for halftime. At the end of halftime.
Yeah, well, I mean, with only 3 points on the board coming out into the second half, it's going to be a little rough, but I definitely believe in Conestoga. It's been a very back-and-forth game. Garnet Valley making some good yardage there. Paxton Hunt able to get it to about the 30-yard line. Looks like maybe a fumble. I'm not really sure what happened there. Couldn't really see who got possession there.
3 seconds to go here.
Looks like Garnet Valley keeps possession. So, I mean, they're at the 35-yard line. This is a possibility to be in field goal range. And in that case, if they can get 24 points, that's going to put them in a 3-touchdown lead over Conestoga, which is going to be a daunting task for them in the second half. If that can happen, we'll see. I mean, only 3 seconds left. I think they're either going to have to go for a Hail Mary or attempt at a field goal.
Yeah, for high school range, 40 yards is almost like a 60, 70-yard field goal in the NFL. So it would be kind of cool to see if they can really get a field goal here. But the kicker for Garnet Valley, he's been a little hit or miss tonight from the extra point range as he doinked on the bar there on his first extra point attempt, but then made his second attempt.
Yeah, so it looks like they're not going for a kick play here for sure. Maybe trying to find one of those wide receivers. Quarterback goes for a rush there. Time goes off. Gets it to Paxton Hunt. Really interesting play there. I couldn't really follow because the horn went off, but play kept going. Hunt just fell short. Looked like maybe 3 yards off from the touchdown.
Yeah, they almost pulled an amazing backward slant route there, but they almost got that. They almost got that touchdown there at the end of the quarter, which would have really put them in the lead. Almost four touchdowns for the lead. So
yeah. So final standing is 21-3. The Garnet Valley Jaguars with the 21, Conestoga Pioneers with the 3, and we'll catch you in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Garnet Valley High School Jaguar Marching Band. The band is led by drum majors Kyle Deal, Arav Parikh, and Catherine Xian. The Garnet Valley High School Band is proud to present their 2025 production, Taking Flight. This year's show explores the timeless human dream of soaring beyond limits, of leaving the ground and discovering new heights. We begin with music from the hit musical Wicked. The powerful anthem, Defying Gravity, captures the courage it takes to break free and rise above. This moment of liftoff features stirring solos by Rhea Whitaker on trumpet and Chase Craling on mellophone. Next, we continue our journey skyward with the sweeping cinematic sounds of How to Train Your Dragon, where flight becomes an exhilarating adventure filled with wonder and discovery. This chapter also highlights another soaring trumpet solo by Rhea Whitaker. Finally, we close with a rock anthem that needs no introduction, Freebird by Leonard Skinner. Rocking, soaring, and free as a bird, this finale takes flight with a featured guitar solo by Eva Gillespie, bringing the show to an electrifying finish. Drum majors, is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, presenting their 2025 show, Taking Flight. Let's hear it for the Garnet Valley Jaguar Marching Band. Let's give one more big round of applause to the Garnet Valley Marching Band. Good evening. The Conestoga High School Marching Pioneers are proud to present their 2025 field show, Oz. We open the show with a soaring melody from Somewhere Over the Rainbow before we take a hard left turn and ease on down the road with music from the Wiz. Finally, we close our show with the iconic and powerful selections, The Wizard's Eye and Defying Gravity from Wicked. The marching band is under the direction of Mr. Assistant Director, Senator Gonzalez, Visual Instructor, Mr. Nancy Sutter, Color Guard Instructors, Mr. Ward, Ms. Erica, Mr. Phil Torres, Youth Instructor, Ms. Louiso, Drumline Instructor, Mr. Simon Warnowski, and Logistic Coordinators, Mr. Timothy Gonzalez and Mr. Andrew Lee. Drum Majors Sadie Brownie, Zach Costas, and Jake Zhang. Is your band ready? And now, for your listening enjoyment, the Turdifferton Easttown School District is proud to present the pride of Chester County, the Feast of the East, the Conestoga High School Marching Pioneers.
I don't think we're supposed to do it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of this Conestoga Pioneers versus Garnet Valley Jaguars game. Current standing is 21-3. Conestoga with a good return attempt. It looks like they get almost to the 30-yard line there. Good start to the second half. Good start to their first drive. Jonah, what are you expecting this second half?
I'm expecting more points from Garnet Valley. But there's also a possibility they just ease off the break for now. But Conestoga needs to get that offense back up, and they need to score at least a touchdown here to at least come back towards this game.
Yeah, I mean, good kick from Kraus there, and a solid return from Stoga as well. At the 29-yard line, solid start. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. You know, we saw Conestoga with a lot of passes at the end of that second half, a little bit because of that time crunch they're in. So we'll see if they switch back to more running plays. Ooh, fault on the snap. Ooh, big fault there from Conestoga's quarterback, and they end up sacked. They miss. They lose about, what, 10 yards, something like that? Looks like it. So that's going to be 2nd and 19. Rough start for Conestoga. I mean, it's going to be a little bit hard to come back from, especially considering the fact they're already trailing by 18. Jonah, what do you think Conestoga has to improve to get back in the game?
I think they just need to improve on offense. Their defense is holding up pretty nicely, but the defense does need a little bit of improvement, just a tad, because they've been giving up a few plays. But really, the offense needs to kick it up here, and hopefully, with a new quarterback in here, Marcus Monahan, can hopefully get anything done here for the Conestoga Pioneers.
Yeah, notable switch there. I mean, Conestoga still can't pick up any yards. 3rd and 19. I mean, not really what you want to see if you're Conestoga. If you're looking to get back into this game, pick up a few more touchdowns. You know, you're down 18 points. It's a big task, a daunting one, but I mean, it's technically doable. Garnet Valley is definitely going to keep up the pressure, though. They're not going to give up any yards if they don't have to. Lining back up, Conestoga hoping for a slightly better snap. Looking for that player on the left. It's contested, though, and a Garnet Valley interception is crucial. Gets past the 50-yard line at the 45, breaks 2 tackles, and he gets past the 40. There's a flag on the field, though. Beautiful play from Garnet Valley, though. Didn't quite catch who intercepted that, but I mean, that's probably the best case scenario. You know, they get the possession, they get decent amount of yards. Depends what foul is called, but I mean, they could be set up at the 40-yard line. We'll have to see.
But wait a second. It looks like it's a flag on Garnet Valley here. And never mind, I lied. Do not listen to me, but the way the ref was pointing, it looked like it was a definite flag on Garnet Valley there for a second.
I mean, still could have been. I don't really know what the situation is. And, I mean, end result is Garnet Valley has the ball just about 12 yards from the 50-yard line. Looking for something big here, though.
Well, actually, figuring out what that flag just pushed them back over almost 10 yards there. I think over 10 yards there, maybe 15, because he had rushed up to the 40-yard line after the interception, but they had said some type of blocking or holding play there that caused a flag for Garnet Valley, which brought them back.
Yeah, I mean, interesting call there. But I mean, Garnet Valley still in an incredible situation. 2 and 6. You know, just about 52 yards to go until that end zone. Again, I mean, this started with Conestoga's possession, and so early on, it's already Garnet Valley, and they're already getting some yards, too. Looks like they get to the 40-yard line. I mean, Garnet Valley, we were talking about last half, they're just slowly chipping away with these yards, you know, slow progress, but it's consistency that really has helped them. They get a first down.
Yeah, what Garnet Valley has really seen this game is that their run play has been really good. Their pass play has just been a little iffy. It's really 50-50 for Garnet Valley on the pass plays, as interception in the first quarter. Then they also got a passing touchdown, but it's still been iffy. They've been making bad throws. They've been making good throws, but their run game has been significant in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Their run game is definitely their strong suit. We've seen players like Paxton Hunt. Just recently we saw on that play Anthony Gifford getting some good yardage. They have a lot of strong players who can break through, or at least contest that Conestoga defense. It's been giving them a lot of trouble. Again, going for a running play. That's Anthony Gifford, able to break through an incredible amount of Conestoga Pioneers. Able to pick themselves up, I think, over 10 yards. At least in that ballpark.
But again, you see on that play, Gifford just gets in there and is really physical as a running back to get through that defense and get that first down again. That's 2 back-to-back first downs for Gifford.
Yeah, I mean, really incredible work. You know, we saw a lot of Paxton Hunt, but Anthony Gifford taking the spotlight, which I think is pretty good. It's doing very well for them. At the 26-yard line, going for a passing play, and they get it. Looks like that's going to be complete. Michael Archer gets a touchdown for Garnet Valley. Absolutely critical for them and devastating to Conestoga. Jonah, what did you see there?
Well, like I had said, the pass game's been 50-50, but they got the better 50 odds, as now it's like a 70-30 almost with the pass plays, as they just got another touchdown off the pass, and now this game could be up to 28-3, maybe even 29-3, and that really just puts a dagger straight into Conestoga.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing this odd formation at the extra point. We don't really know if they're going for a kick or a 2-point conversion. Really forcing out a weird line formation for both teams. It looks like they're going for the standard kick. Looking just to get an extra point on the board. Looks like they're going to find their 28th point. And I mean, we talked about before, Garnet Valley had a bit of a safety net, right? They had that 18-point lead. Now it's increased to 25. What are we thinking about that?
Well, it's at this point in the third quarter, it's almost game over. I mean, we've seen comebacks like this happen a lot in different scenarios and bigger games, but it's really tough for this Conestoga offense, who they have especially been struggling over the last 5 games. They really need to kick it up here, but it's almost set in stone that this game is over, and Garnet Valley is most likely going to get the win out of this.
I mean, yeah, it is quite the daunting comeback attempt that would have to happen. I mean, really has been a very back-and-forth game. We've seen how many interceptions, fumbles, and just turnovers from Conestoga that have been super unexpected. So, I mean, it's not impossible. Kraus again to kick off. Conestoga looking. Justin Smith with the return, going far right. Pass at the 20 and ends up just about there, securing themselves 20 yards.
And it's Paxton Hunt who makes that tackle. Has been amazing in the run game, but gets a great tackle to just not let Conestoga get those yards.
Yeah, I mean, Paxton Hunt has been incredible on both defense and offense. I say he's probably the MVP so far. I mean, he's just been getting so many yards so consistently. He's gotten a few of their touchdowns, I believe, 2 or 3. Overall, super crucial, and as we just saw, he's performing well on defense, too. Conestoga quarterback trying to make a rush there. Marcus Monahan makes an attempt. Looks like they pick up about 2 yards there. 2nd and 8 is the current standing. So yeah, Conestoga has possession, right? But at the same time, Garnet Valley defense is putting so much pressure on. They're really locking down these running plays. I'm wondering if Conestoga's going to switch more to those passing plays we saw at the end of that first half. And I mean, we saw that when they were under that pressure, they succeeded a decent amount. They made some really solid completions, got themselves a lot of yards. So I'm wondering, maybe are they going to switch back to some more passing over running? We'll have to see. It looks like that might be the case. A pass tries to dish out to Luca Liberato on that left side, but it's incomplete. Stoppage clock again. 3rd and 8. Not the best situation to be in, but still room to wiggle. So, Jonah, we've seen really kind of a lockdown defense from Garnet Valley. They haven't let a lot of yards through for Conestoga. What do you think is leading up to that? What do you think is contributing?
Well, they obviously have watched film on Conestoga because they like that run play, and they've been really shutting down their run play. But in the beginning of the game, the passing play from Conestoga really fooled Garnet Valley. It seemed as a lot of people were left open, but now I think the coaches talked through it during halftime. You need to block that pass play because that's what they're going for today. They're just trying to trick us out because, of course, both teams have watched some film. But it's great all-around defense from Garnet Valley, and Conestoga just needs to step up on that offense and put the foot on the gas. So,
if you missed that, Marcus Monahan got some rushing yards there, able to secure a 4-3 standing. Not sure if they're going to go for it or another kick. We'll have to see, but I mean, when the score is 3-28, you might have to make some sacrifices. It looks like they're going for the punt here, though, just to play it safe. We'll have to see how this goes. Garnet Valley ready at their 40-yard line to return it. But it looked like a trick play. Conestoga trying to make some rushing yards, but they just can't get the first. That's going to be kind of a devastating turnover there.
Yeah, that's a devastating 4th down turnover because now they're almost at the 25 right now. This could be anything from Garnet Valley with how the game has been going. It could potentially end up being 35-3 at this point after this drive because of how close they are to the end zone. They're almost in red zone just from that play.
Yeah, I mean, it's really scary for Conestoga. Again, I was just talking about, like, it's a difficult decision to make, right? You're down by a lot of points. You're down by 25. Do you risk it or do you play it safe? They risked it, and it just didn't go out in their favor. Again, Paxton Hunt, as we were talking about, getting himself some yards. Like, picked about 7 or 8 yards there.
Yeah, I think at this point, Paxton Hunt has over 100 yards, and that's been the main target, but Conestoga has been able to guard him tonight. But also, Garnet Valley has really been able to get those like little pass plays a little cheekily into there, but it's just not the greatest defense we've been from Conestoga tonight at the least. So
yeah, I think it's really interesting to see the difference because Garnet Valley, especially Paxton Hunt, has been able to find those gaps like right there or just if he muscles through. Conestoga hasn't really been able to find those same gaps.
Yeah, Garnet Valley definitely has some physical running backs as Gifford and Paxton Hunt have both shown their physicality getting through the Conestoga defense just to get those first downs, just to get those pushes, and hopefully just stride for another touchdown as they're just going for a career game possibly.
Yeah, I mean, these kind of just brute force methods from Garnet Valley have been working out pretty well. They end up right now 2nd and 8, 12 yards away from the end zone. It's looking pretty good for them. Colton Turner to snap it, passes off to number 14. Makes a drive up and almost gets to the end zone.
There is going to be a flag on the play. It looks like it could be a block in the back from Garnet Valley that could bring Garnet Valley back at least 5 yards.
I mean, really good play there from Garnet Valley, able to secure themselves a good amount of yards there. Didn't exactly see what the call was, but it looks like it's on Garnet Valley. Looks like it maybe just reset the count. Scoreboard still says 2nd and 8 with 12 yards to the end zone. So we'll have to see how this ends up. Yeah, looks like that's how it's going to be. No, excuse me, they got moved back 5 yards. 2nd and 15. I mean, that's going to hurt their chances at a touchdown, but I think still pretty solid. We've seen them break through larger yardages than this. They're going for a pass here, trying to find him in the corner. And it's complete. That's number 5, Buono. We've seen him get a decent amount of yards, too. 1st and 1. Just 1 yard, or excuse me. It's like 3 yards away from the end zone. Super close. I mean, Garnet Valley's kind of just in a golden position here.
Yeah, definitely. They tried to go with a run play. They got to 3rd down, and even if they failed those plays, they were still in field goal range, which would put them up 31-3. But now they're at the 1 yard line, at the goal line. Now they have a real chance of scoring here, and I think that's the touchdown right there.
Paxton Hunt, it looks like, got the touchdown. Maybe even his helmet came off. I mean, we're seeing this physicality. Paxton Hunt really just forcing themselves through this Conestoga defense. They don't have much of an answer to it. 34-3 is the current standing. Looks like they're going to just go for standard field goal. Just 1 extra point to secure themselves their 35th point. Whistle's blown, though. And a flag's on the field. We'll have to see what the call is. Looks like maybe holding on Conestoga. Anyway, Garnet Valley, the Jaguars still going for the extra point.
I think that flag was declined there. I think that was by Garnet Valley. But it's about to be 30. If he makes this kick, it's 35-3. It's 35-3, and it's fireworks here in Berwyn, Pennsylvania, against Conestoga. It's 35-3, and it's fireworks all over again for Garnet Valley, like they did last year at Garnet Valley.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough comeback for Conestoga. They're, at this point, trying to put some points on the board. They're definitely going to need to get some touchdowns here. 32-point deficit is not what you want to see, especially at a blackout game. But, I mean, we've still seen some really strong plays from Conestoga. You know, we saw that interception. We saw the fumble. A lot of good turnovers from Conestoga. And that one drive where they're just, I think it was 3 yards away or something from a touchdown. So they've been putting in a pretty good performance. I think the scoreboard isn't telling the full story yet. Kraus to kick off again for the Jaguars. Jonah, what are you hoping for in this Conestoga drive?
Just to at least get some points on the board. Just give that team some encouragement coming into the next game. This game is a big game coming out, blackout game, but man, Conestoga is just falling short, and they can't really do anything about it. Garnet Valley is just a very strong team. Conestoga, I'm not saying Conestoga is not a strong team, but Garnet Valley is just very strong tonight.
Yeah, I mean, real tough competition. Joel Kwan able to return the kick there to about the 20-yard line. I mean, solid start. So Conestoga, I mean, what do you think about passing versus running? What do you think we're going to see more of in this drive?
Probably more passing, because the rushing from last drive didn't really give them much. And again, they went for a trick play on the punt, and they ran straight into the Garnet Valley defense. So they're going to need to at least get some passing yards here. But Garnet Valley's been guarding ultra well against both the running and the passing plays in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that first half. Brian Ford was really using Bryce Fielding very well on that right side. Again, another fall on the snap. Marcus Monahan, again, not sure if it's the snapper or if it's the QB, but these fumbled snaps, or at least, you know, when they're tumbling around, it's really, you know, devastating to the offense. 2nd and 10 is the current standing here on the 22-yard line. And Garnet Valley's just in a good position. Looks like there's some call there. I didn't quite catch it, but looks like Conestoga is going to move up 15 yards, and they're going to get a first down. I mean, hey, that's a great situation. I mean, solid turnaround from where they just were, 2nd and 10. 1st and 10 and up 15 yards. Really solid.
It will definitely give Conestoga some encouragement to drive down the field. It'll give them some more space, and hopefully they can get a touchdown here and just at least cut the deficit a little bit.
Hand off to Joel Kwan. The running back just doesn't go as planned. Again, a little bit of that fumbling on that handoff. We've seen that on the snap, on the handoff, on the passes too. I'm just wondering, like, what's going on there for Conestoga.
Yeah, right there just looked like miscommunication as Marcus Monahan was like, here, Joel Kwan, take the ball, but he's like, oh wait, I'm taking the ball. It's just a little bit of miscommunication there from the offense, and Marcus Monahan comes over to the sideline a little mad, just getting ready for the next play.
Yeah, so I think we definitely saw a bit more success when, and again, another fumble. It's just play after play. I'm not really sure what's happening.
That was just a little bit of a case of Butterfingers there as Monahan tried to get the handoff, and it kind of just went out a little rapid, and whoever was trying to get it back from the running back position, I couldn't tell who it was, but he tried to at least grab it before it hit the ground, but Garnet Valley was just swooping on it again.
Yeah, I mean, this is really not looking good for Conestoga. What is that, like 4 plays in a row or something of fumbling the ball? I mean, I don't really know what happened. I think this probably wouldn't happen under Ryan Ford, but, I mean, the game's got to continue, right? Garnet Valley has a ball now, and Conestoga in a pickle. Already down by 35, and it's not looking good.
Yeah, when interception to punt return play to a fumble, and again, they are in the red zone off of the first drive.
Looked like maybe that was, yeah, maybe that was, looked like Luke Bernard maybe who got that. I mean, good play from Garnet Valley, picked up their yardage. Just, 9 yards away from the goal. This is really looking scary for Conestoga. And again, I believe if one team is up over 35 points in the second half, that's going to be a running clock, so we might see that soon. Kind of a stalemate at that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the defense just looks tired because they're on the field so much from the offense. They're not getting really any help or any coverage that can help the defense just like rest just a little bit before the next play, because Conestoga has been able to drive it this second half almost past the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and I think at this point, Garnet Valley might just be in rushing territory. Maybe we'll see Paxton Hunt. Oh, goes to number 18 on the outside, and that's going to be a touchdown for Garnet Valley. Billy Kraus secures themselves 41 points. I mean, really good show out from Garnet Valley in the second half, securing themselves a 38-point lead so far, probably 39 if they get that extra point.
Yeah, it looked promising in the beginning for Conestoga, but Garnet Valley just comes up on top as they really just been dominating on offense and defense in the last 3 quarters of this game. Well, actually 2 quarters, from the second and the third quarter. So.
Yeah, so it looks like, again, they're just keeping it simple. Now that they have a lead, they're kind of just sticking with the extra field goal 1 point. Looks like probably a false start there from Conestoga on that outside. If I had to guess, that looked like Cody Vermillion launching off just too fast. But anyway, back to this extra point attempt. Hopefully Conestoga starts on time. And Adrian Kraus, the kicker. Ooh, and that's the second ding off the goalpost this game, right?
Off the same
On
left
the same
goalpost.
Absolutely crazy. On the left side of the field as well. I mean, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, definitely. I actually consider that an achievement. You get all the extra points in the game, but your only 2 misses were off the field goal post. And you're not far off. It's just the fact that you get unlucky by hitting the goalpost, which is such a small target to hit. But sometimes people get lucky and it bounces straight off the goalpost and in, but he's been unlucky with those doinks tonight, and it's actually a pretty rare occurrence to see 2 in a game.
Yeah, I mean, especially as we were saying, on the same exact goalpost. Crazy things happening. Well, the score still stands 41-3. That's going to be Garnet Valley, the Jaguars, taking a very, very solid lead. Conestoga in a big deficit here, just trying to get some points on the board. If I'm not mistaken, once we get into play, there's got to be a running clock here. Less than 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Kraus to kick it again. A little bit high and a little bit short. Looks like Justin Smith able to return it. Hands it off to Niall Holman, but it just goes backwards.
I think there Niall should have ran the other way because he had a lot more open space, but he just ran straight into 5 Garnet Valley defenders on the kick return, and that puts him in horrible position, almost at the 10-yard line, which is not good for the Conestoga offense, because the Conestoga offense needs to kick it up right here and maybe just get a little bit of hope in them and hopefully get some points on the board. So,
yeah, I mean, this is not the best start, like, to begin with. At the 16-yard line, not too many yards from that return. And yeah, I mean, we've seen Garnet Valley just has so much pressure on that defense. It's gonna be hard to break through. But again, I have faith in Conestoga. We saw a lot of use of the wide receiver, Bryce Fielding, number 3, getting a bunch of yards in that first half. I'm wondering if maybe Conestoga is trying to dish it to him again. And it's intercepted by Garnet Valley on that right side, looking like maybe a pick 6, running up the right side, and that's going to be a touchdown. 47-3. Absolutely wild play there. I mean, completely unexpected. We were talking about before how Conestoga was getting those unexpected turnovers, and now the tables have turned. I mean, Garnet Valley just getting touchdown after touchdown. 47-3 is the current standing.
yeah, it definitely could be 48 coming up, or if they go for the 2-point, it could be 49, and it could be what even though they had a field goal earlier, it could be, sorry, they never had a field goal, but it could be a 7-touchdown game. So that is if they go for 2, but it doesn't look like they're going for 2, but it's still a 7-touchdown game.
Yeah, Ethan Vaughn looked like that one who, well, again, I think it was another false start from Conestoga. But as I was saying, Ethan Vaughn got that pick 6 for Garnet Valley. I mean, props to him, even in a game like this. Pick 6 is crazy. Good work. 47-3, and hopefully we'll get some good starts by Conestoga. Again, on that left side, he keeps just running too early. I'm not really sure what's up with it. Barty.
It's Cody Vermillion right there, and he's starting to act like Frankie Louvu in the NFC Championship against the tush push against the Eagles. He's just false start after false start on back-to-back kick plays for the extra point, and now it is 48-3, solidifying a 7-touchdown game by Garnet Valley. What a game Garnet Valley is having. I mean, it's just really unlucky for Conestoga's offense and the defense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, really just dominant performance. Kraus able to weave it through those goalposts. Doesn't dink it the third time, but able to get themselves that extra point. 48-3. I mean, this is the point where it's quite the safety net. You know, you're up by 45. I'm not really sure if Conestoga even has the time to come back, but they can definitely get a few touchdowns on the board. I mean, we saw that play at the end of the first half when they were under that time pressure, which I think they're going to come up too soon again as we head towards the end of this game. We saw them play actually very well. They weren't cracking under pressure, but actually doing very solidly, using their wide receivers, their tight ends. Like Bryce Fielding was really a key component of that. So I wonder if some of that's going to come back. But at the moment, Hadrian Kraus again to kick it.
Well, I think another big heavy hitter here is losing Brian Ford as he hasn't played at all the second half, and bringing out a cold Marcus Monahan and actually a delayed warm-up time from both the marching bands, and didn't have enough time to warm up. And you know, Marcus Monahan's just not having a great night in this, especially only in the third quarter. He's 5 drives, and it's really resulted in anything not so good. But yeah, another loss being Christian Crump. He had that ankle injury coming out in the second quarter. They had a really good offense going on, and then they lost 3 offensive players, and it's really just not been good for them.
Yeah, I couldn't really see exactly what happened there, but it looked like Niall Holman receives the ball, got it around to the 20-ish yard line, and the ball went loose. It looked like Garnet Valley could have recovered it. I'm not sure what the call is going to be, but if you see there in the replay, it looks like a Garnet Valley player snags that. I'm not sure who the possession is going to, but it looks like it's staying with Conestoga.
Yes, they obviously, as the refs don't have booth review, but I think Garnet Valley did have that ball, but
there could have been a flag on the play as well.
There also could have been a flag on the play, but Conestoga at least gets the ball back and hopefully gets some more yardage.
I mean, solid play there. Joel Kwan picking up some yards, gets about 5, I'd say. I mean, decent start. It's going to be, what, 3rd and 5? Not a terrible start. But again, if they can't make it another conversion, they're going to be stuck on a 4th down, which they do not want.
Yeah, they definitely don't want here, and especially if they go for the 4th down and they can't get any yards from the 2nd and 5, and they're again in red zone territory from the 30-yard line even, and as Marcus Monahan rushes the ball here.
Ooh, a little bit of an attempted spin move there. Couldn't tell if that was the running back or Marcus Monahan again, but we're approaching the end of this third quarter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Heading into the fourth, the score is 48-3. I mean, Garnet Valley has just been dominant. I don't expect them to slow down either. I assume they're going to pick up some more points in this fourth. I mean, what are you expecting to see in this last quarter?
Well, I'm expecting to see more points from Garnet Valley, but he could be nice like the Pencrest coach, get up that 40 points and then just kind of let Conestoga try to do their thing. But they're up 48-3, and they might step off the gas pedal, but the gas pedal is still going. They're burning mileage out there on the field right now, and it doesn't look like Garnet Valley's going to be stopped anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, getting used to their players. They pretty sure have near their starting lineup. It looks like they're switching out a few players. I'm not sure if I see. I don't know if we've seen a little less of Paxton Hunt and maybe Gifford as well. So maybe they have some of their bench players in, but again, they're still doing really well. They're keeping up the pressure. And I think, as you mentioned before, Brian Ford coming out for Conestoga was really a crucial turning point for the game. He was kind of the keystone of their offense, and when we switched over to Marcus Monahan, we saw a little bit of a dip in coordination. Monahan, as I was saying, making a break on the right side, able to pick up some solid yardage, but just picked up and thrown. 1st and 10, though. Really successful quarterback rush right there. They will secure themselves a new 1st down.
Sorry for interrupting, but they were at least able to get that 1st down in as his feet were planted past the 1st down marker, and he did get tackled backwards, but it was before he had already planted it was after he had already planted his foot into the 1st down marker. And overall, a great blocking from the offensive lineman, and Marcus Monahan is just able to sneak through and get at least a 1st down. And now Conestoga is getting a little bit of yardage going here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've seen some faults from Monahan before, right? We saw some of those fumbles before, but I think we might be seeing a bit of a comeback from him. That rush was really impressive. Now it looks like Joel Kwan is making good moves too. Looks like they could have maybe secured themselves another 1st down. I mean, really good run from Conestoga. 2 first downs in a row could be crucial. But it looks like instead it's going to be 2nd and 1. Still really close, though. Great yardage from Conestoga. I mean, we haven't seen them be as consistent as Garnet Valley, but, I mean, this streak is inspiring some hope, maybe. Lining up at the 45. Dishes it off to Quan again. Quan making a great effort, picking up like, what is that, 8 yards? I mean, he's been really strong in these past couple of plays, consistently picking up yards. I mean, this is kind of what we'd expect out of Paxton Hunt or something out of that in that first half. Joel Quan has been putting on a great display of athleticism. I mean, just great performance as a quarterback. And Conestoga is seeing just a good execution of rush plays that we haven't really seen that consistently throughout the game. Now at the 47, Monahan looking for another rush, but
that's going to be a loss of yards there. I think what they're trying to say to Marcus Monahan right now is just like, be careful with your throwing because obviously you've given up 2 touchdowns. I mean, you've given up two picks here, and one of even being a pick 6. So you gotta be careful with your throwing. But the rushing is not working as well as it should be either for this offense. So.
Yeah, and I mean we've seen some QB rushes work out for Conestoga. We saw Monahan get, I think, over 10 yards just a couple plays ago. But on the whole, I think they're not really breaking even on that. And we're seeing Garnet Valley haven't really done many quarterback sneaks. They've done a couple, but I'm wondering if that is really the play. Now on this play, Conestoga gets it over to the right. Looked like number 10 over to Holden Cavanaugh. I couldn't quite see, but I mean, solid play, but they didn't really gain any yards.
I think they might have lost a yard. Yeah, they did lose a yard there. It was just a quick throw. Hopefully they get some, but it was just a little overthrown, so that's why he had to jump up and catch that, and the Garnet Valley defender was just on him. Like, they've been so sharp tonight after that first quarter, maybe the midway through the second quarter, but this entire second half, they've been the sharpest defense I've seen in a while from any high school football team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw a really solid completion there for Conestoga, but as you said, that defender was just on him. I mean, the Jaguars have been good on defense and offense, and that's just hard to work with. Monahan going with a pass up that right side, but it's just too far. Conestoga cannot get to that, and that's going to be 4th and 13. I mean, I'm expecting a punt here, unless they're going for some crazy trick play. I don't really know what's going to happen here.
I mean, with the result of this game, it would be just to try to go for it. You're already down 48-3. There's probably a 0.1% probability of you coming back in this game, and really they could just try to hopefully get a play going here that can really help them in the long run, but it looks like they're going to punt it here. So Conestoga's offense has just not been as good in the second half as it was in the first half. But
yeah, and I think part of that is Brian Ford getting out. I mean, we saw in that last play, Monahan threw it to the other team's coach on the sideline, ended up catching it, but solid return from Garnet Valley.
I mean, another big loss is Christian Crump. Christian Crump was coming out to be the MVP of this game, and he was really the offense starter. And actually, if you have that Christian Crump and Bryce Fielding out that in those wide receiver slots, it's a really dangerous duo there. But he got out with the ankle injury. It sucks to see, as you saw him in the second quarter get out. But again, the Stoka offense is just not clicking it because they've had to replace some crucial players.
Yeah, I mean, all good things come to an end. I mean, that kind of dream team, Brian Ford and Crump, again, we just saw that kind of dissolve a little bit. Garnet Valley making a good play, though. End up at the Looks like maybe 22, 23, maybe picking up a yard. I couldn't really quite see.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Garnet Valley's putting in their backups here, just kind of saving their star players that have been going all over this game. And as you can see, they've definitely slowed down a little bit because Garnet Valley's offense has some new players in it, maybe a new quarterback, like a backup quarterback. I don't see Paxton Hunt on the field, so they're definitely just resting him. He's probably the MVP of this game by a landslide. So,
yeah, I mean, we saw some new players. Pomerico, I think, was the one who had the ball in that last play. Couldn't break even, or did break even on the yardage. I think they just lost some on this play. I mean, we can see that Garnet Valley has a deep bench. They're getting their bench players on the field. And Conestoga now is putting up decent pressure.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're just trying to get that final push and hopefully just get these fans and their parents just to get at least a couple of points on the board as Garnet Valley's just sitting out all their starters now. So, hoping that the Conestoga offense can at least get a couple of points, like at least another touchdown, but that might be a first. Actually, no, don't listen to me. That was not a first down, but it was pretty close. It's up to at least 4th and 4.
Yeah, I mean, Pomerico again with another good play there, getting some solid yardage. Looks like 4th and 4 is the current standing. Interesting to see if they're going to punt it or just go for something here, because they can afford a risk, right? They have quite the safety net, but yeah, interesting to see how that'll go.
Yeah, I think they brought out their punting team, their special teams. I think they're just like, all right, well, we've secured a win. There's only 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. It's 4th and 3. We're benching the rest of our starters just to let them rest and get ready for the next game. And as this is a really confident win for Garnet Valley, but yeah, there's the punt play
so they're
there.
Going for a punt here. Very nice. Long distance. Return from Justin Smith on Conestoga, taking the knee at the 40-yard line. So, I mean, Conestoga still has a ways to go. Interesting how they're going to perform against this kind of secondary lineup from the Jaguars. Just 4 minutes left. Again, I was talking about that running clock. That's now in action. It's a 45-point lead, so I believe the only thing that will stop the clock now is change in possession maybe, but not really too sure. Anyway, 3 minutes 48 on the clock.
Yep, there's the Conestoga timeout. They're going to just talk it over. I think what the coaches are going to say here is just give it your all for the rest of this final 3 minutes 48 seconds, and hopefully just don't upset the fans a little bit and just get them at least a touchdown or at least a field goal, get at least a couple of points, you know. But Garnet Valley just sharp as attack right now and can't really do much about it. Even with their backups in, they're still playing amazing right now.
Yeah, I mean, the last game we saw here, Conestoga versus Pencrest, I believe, there was a similar score on the other side, 40-something points, but they gave up, I think it was 2 touchdowns-ish for Conestoga. But here we're seeing Garnet Valley really locking them down. They have not gotten a touchdown, just a point from an early field goal. So, I mean, it just goes to show how well-rounded of a team Garnet Valley is, both on defense and offense. Hands off to Joel Kwan. Doesn't really look like he's going to break even, though. Maybe losing 2 yards there.
Yeah, but this is a big learning curve for Conestoga. They can really just try and bounce back off of this. Definitely have to rest at least two nights. Get to practice. Coach has got to fire them up or something just to at least get 1 win on the season, as they're going to go to 0-6 and. Their deficit is not like between the points scored versus the points that they scored combined total. It's not looking too good right now.
The snap to Joel Kwan again. I mean, just taken down immediately. I believe this is a backup D-line, but they're still keeping Conestoga on locks. not really letting them move at all. The running backs, you know, Joel Kwan, we've seen some good athleticism for him, and I don't think it's because of the quality of themselves. I think for a lot of them, like, we have seen some very strong Conestoga players. We've seen Bryce Fielding, we've seen Christian Crump, Brian Ford. I mean, Monahan has seen some good moments as well. I think it's more of a chemistry thing for Conestoga. That communication, that's what's holding them back. Monahan with the good pass. I mean, but at the end of the day, it just brings it back to the 10-yard line. Or, excuse me, 10 yards away from the next first down.
Yeah, only getting about 5 yards on that play, getting it to 4th and 9. They might try to go for a play that can at least excite the fans a little bit, but from this standpoint, it's not looking too hot for Conestoga as we reach 2 minutes now with like the 2-minute warning, and it's not looking hot for Conestoga as it hasn't been for the last 6 games, which includes this one. So,
I mean, yeah, the clock is ticking and it's running as well. I mean, 4th and 9. They're going to go for a punt here. I guess Garnet Valley's just trying to get one last touchdown. They're just letting it go. So I'm assuming maybe they're just going to let the clock run, maybe take some knees. But again, I believe it's the change in possession that stops the clock. Not really quite too sure, but anyway, they're at the 9-yard line. I mean, I don't want to make any crazy predictions, but we've seen some Conestoga turnovers. So, I mean, there's a chance at a pick 6 maybe a good fumble. I mean, maybe just a safety. We'll have to see, but I don't think it's out of the picture for Conestoga to get some more points on the board.
yeah, definitely. I mean, but I think they're going to go for like a victory formation here, which would be just QB knee, QB kneel, and I mean, Conestoga's going to burn a timeout most likely, but there's nothing else you can really do in this game, and there it is. That's the QB kneel. That's the victory formation that we see in a lot of games. Closing out that game, it's 48-3. What else are you going to do? You're not going to just Hail Mary it just because. A little bit unsportsmanlike, but you see it sometimes in games.
I mean, with a minute left, right, you have the possession. What are you going to do? Try to go the whole 100 yards in a minute? I mean, I don't know. There's some debate as to what could be done, but at the end of the day, I think the game is closed out, 48-3. Less than a minute left. Not much is changing. I wouldn't say it's a wrong decision to just burn the clock here. Again, another kneel. Who is that? Number 78, Owen Wren, going for an interception of the spike, I think it was, or the snap. I'm not really sure. We saw that in a NFL game recently, I think.
Yeah, just trying to block that snap and hopefully get a hand in there and just, again, like Frankie Louvu, like with the Commanders in the NFC Championship game. But it's a hard feat. It's very rare that happens. This game is over. The clock's gonna drain out, and gruesome loss here for Conestoga. Again, it's 48-3. They have now been outscored 244 points to 30 in these 6 games. They fall to 0-6. They're 0-5 in the Central now. It's the playoff hopes are a bit done here, but Conestoga just really wants to try and get one win at least for the season.
Yeah, so final score, 48 for Garnet Valley, 3 for Conestoga. That's it for tonight. For Jonah Dupre, I'm Toby Dieterla, and we'll catch you at the next game.